So in this video, I let AI do my job for an entire day to see if I am replaceable. I've solved some of the toughest design challenges in healthcare, but can AI match or even exceed what I bring to the table? Today you'll see how far it's come and why it's both exciting and terrifying. I'm a lead product designer and I have a master's degree in design. I also have over a decade of experience. I've set myself up to be a leader and expert in design, and I don't know what's scarier. AI failing completely after all the hype, or it doing my job so well that I become obsolete. And the question is not whether AI can help us, it's whether it can replace us. Just some helpful context here. I'm in ChatGPT. I think that'll be a good one just to get started with. I think it's one of the more reliable AI tools. I think we all can all agree with that. I am a product designer. You know what makes ChatGPT so great? So I can misspell all the words and then it'll figure out the words and then fix them and then know what my input is. So I can type so fast and not have it be correct and it'll still figure it out for me for the most part. I'm a product designer and working on, well, there you go. Working on, I'm just gonna let that go. I don't care. Working on an ambient assist tool for doctors and product. We'll say owner. They're manager, but owner gets the point across. So we'll see. Let's see what that spits out. Help me, ChatGPT, figure out what my next steps are to plan, strategize, and solve this problem. Okay, so let's see what it tells me to do here. So here's the plan to tackle this problem. First, I need to clarify the problem. The first question I would probably ask is why? Why is this problem happening? How can we better understand it? Do we need to talk to some users to better understand the context? I think we have a pretty good understanding of this one, but design experience to notify doctors about any ambient session is paused due to loss of internet or a phone call. So the notification method is unobtrusive, context aware, and works within the tool's environment. Then you need to delegate. So the team roles, lead developer, product owner, and in your role, guiding your team user experience principles, doctors flows. Okay, so it just kind of summarized who's involved and how to collaborate. Create an action plan around research. So we need to conduct a brainstorming session, probably do that with my team or who I'm going to delegate this to and to work on this. To kind of think about, okay, well, this is how we need to solve the problem. Then also maybe some research, other tools, or how other tools are approaching it. Doing competitive analysis is always a good idea. So that's good. Defining the solution, options, So now it's spitting out options, example ideas. This would be great for that brainstorming session, but a visual indicator, some kind of banner pop-up. That's great. Then backup prompts. So if you need to reconnect or retry and something's happening, is there an error? Can I get back into it? So then we need to prototype it, test it, obviously, and then kind of iterate and finalize through it. So we need to actually build this thing, design it, see if it works, see if we put it in front of some actual doctors and get their feedback and see what they think about it. And then from there we can go. So I'd say overall, this is actually a pretty thorough and good plan, probably a little more robust than what I needed and what I would even thought about in my own mind. So this is helpful. So for this one, I'm going to test out DeepSeek and all the hype around it, and it being a tool that is just as efficient as ChatGPT and cost way less to actually build. So we're going to test it out here, and we're going to have it answer an email and just delegate some work to a coworker and simply see what it does. So I am sending a coworker an email about work I need to delegate to them, my coworker. Okay, let's see what that does. All right, we're going to see what it comes back here. Certainly. Okay, so professional sounding. So hi, coworker's name. Gave it a subject. Yep. Hope this finds you well. Reaching out to delegate. Okay, let's make this less formal. I use the word delegate, yes, but I want it to be a little bit less formal. I don't want it to be so formal. I get that it thinks it was very formal, but that was an interesting response so far. Make this less formal and shorter. I did notice it was actually very quick in comparison to ChatGPT. I mean, they're pretty similar there, but it gave me a very fast response so far. So let's see what the shortened version is. So, okay, improving notifications for session pauses. Need your help with something? For ambient assist tool, doctors aren't always aware of the session pauses. Need to design better ways to notify disrupting. check with the dev team, feasibility. So yeah, I need them to work with the dev team and then the product team alongside here to figure out, like, what are the requirements around this? What are the needs? What can we do feasibility wise? And then share ideas in a quick summary or a mock-up. Yeah. Let me know if you need anything. Yeah, that was actually pretty well on point. That was very good so far. So this could definitely replace me in my job and answering my emails and stuff like that in the mornings. So for the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring up a Teams chat that I have with one of my coworkers. Pretty normal, typical conversation about things you'd work on any day. I'm going to pop over here to our chat. I'm going to create a new chat here to start from scratch. And I'm going to say, this is a Teams conversation with a coworker. Actually, let me go down here and say, it starts with this. This is like more complicated to set up this scenario than just to have it respond to the question directly, but it doesn't have the context. So I don't know, we'll give this a shot and see what it does. This is probably more of a unique situation. An AI agent could have enough context someday to be able to go through this and know what you're working on and track that data and keep it historically and then be able to respond with that question. So I'm going to spit this out and see what happens. This is more of a interesting scenario just to see what happens. I mean, in the meantime, I recommend sharing Barlow with your team as a standard going forward. So they're where the direction heading, and we'll start working fallback option. And yeah, so that's exactly what I did. And then does this work for your team, and are you specific concerns? How can I help address it? So I would say that was pretty good. I assume ChatGPT could pick up this conversation and roll with it as long as it has the context that it needs. That this kind of conversation is easily replaceable by AI and can totally do this for me as long as I've given it the context and it's following alongside and knowing what I've done in the past. So for this one, it's early in the morning. So thinking about my day, I want to be able to prioritize my work and thinking about what should I work on maybe first? What should I prioritize? How should I manage my day? Yeah, should I do my harder things earlier or do them later? So I ramp up, and as I get more in the mood for working throughout my day, I can work on certain things later. I don't know. So we'll see what ChatGPT says in response to this, but I'm going to ask it to prioritize my day and what I'm working on. So I need to first give it a list of the things I'm going to work on. So I'm going to ask it to help me prioritize my work for the day. Yeah. Okay, so here are my tasks for the day. Numero uno, I need to respond to emails. Oh my goodness. Ugh. That's not what I wanted to do. Let me submit that again. Sure thing. What does the rest of your day look like today? Yeah, that's a great question. I hate the whole shift enter to add a new line versus hitting enter and that actually submits the prompt. So there's some UI experience feedback of how to make this better. I need to respond to emails, respond to Teams chats. I need to brainstorm some ideas for, and I think I'm going to go with that for now. Let's see. Obviously, this is more than what I can probably do in a day, to be honest. But maybe if I had AI, I could do this in a day. I don't know, but let's give it a shot. So let's let it prioritize my task based on its opinion of what it thinks I should do in certain orders. So it says I should respond to my Teams chat first. Okay, so it's prioritizing Teams over emails. Okay, I could see that. I understand that. So spend 15 minutes, 30 minutes for that, and then dedicate no more than 30 minutes to do my emails. So it's saying the first hour of your day, respond to people. That makes sense. Then it's saying prioritize. I feel like this is the order I gave it. So this is interesting, but okay, so it's saying do my interface prototype wireframing first. It says, why now? This task directly impacts your project and may require you to focus more on like using creativity. Ensures high energy and attention. So it's saying do that first. Give it anything that's going to be hard and do that first in your day because that's when you're probably the most fresh and ready to work on things. So, okay, that makes sense while you have it there. I was thinking the exact same thing. Thank you, AI. Then it said, write the specs for what you just created. Yep. So spec it out for developers, make sure that is done. Then it says, create your persona and brainstorm some ideas, and then complete the competitive analysis. The ironic thing here is that's the exact order I gave it. So that's how I organize my day anyway. So I'll pat myself on the back for that one. But that was a pretty good priority list of how I organize my day. And okay, so I'm going to use a different AI tool for this one now. I'm using Claude AI. I've used it a little bit in the past here and there. I've done some fun things with it. I've had it design like an actual interface for me in an image format. I've had it actually build out code and develop things for me. But Claude AI is pretty cool in that it is more generalized like ChatGPT, that you can do some really cool things. And I think it does some specialized things a little bit better than ChatGPT. That's what makes it unique, but it's leans more towards the spectrum of ChatGPT, just being an open AI system. You can kind of input anything. But yeah, what I'm going to have it do is I'm going to have it create a user persona for me. So I'm going to take some of the stuff that I'm working on and then give it a prompt and then have it make a persona. That was weird. There's no cursor input here to know I'm actually typing something. So there you go, Claude AI. You need to fix that. I need to know that I'm about to type, and then I don't have to type something to see if it's actually working. So, okay, so I am working on an application for doctors. What are my options? Let's just see what that does. So, Claude AI, let's see what you give in response. Cool, it's giving us some things. So, primary care, specialist, surgeon, cardiologist, emergency medicine doctors. Okay. Advanced practice providers, so nurse practitioners, yep, and then specialized people. Okay, yeah, that gave me a lot. Okay, so let's create a persona for a primary care physician, please. I'll put a comma in there, even though I have no idea where my cursor's at. Maybe it's just my browser right now being funny. Okay, so demographics, 42 years old, female, board certified, I would hope so. 15 years experience. Okay, I'm gonna go practice professional context. And this one kind of makes sense because for ambient assist, you're probably going to get the more tech savvy doctors, the younger doctors that are more willing to jump into using an ambient assist tool. So I think what it chose as a persona archetype is pretty solid, pretty on point of what we would really be getting into. So that's kind of cool to see that. Key pain points in the world of healthcare is documentation and time spent on documentation. It is such a pain. There's so much they have to do. I feel the pain that all these doctors have to deal with every day when documenting everything. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I don't know if it can give me a layout. Can you lay this out visually? I mean, honestly, I just need the content here, but I can lay this out visually pretty easily on my own, but why not have it do it for me? Okay, so it's going to actually code it. So it's going to build something. So, all right. Didn't put it all in there. I've created a visual persona card that captures the key characteristics. It's a React component. So yeah, it's in code, CSS. No, but can you add all the details into this persona? Persona view? Yeah. Let's see what it does here. It still didn't give me everything. Give me all the bullets and sections, please. I'm also using a free version of this, so maybe that's why it's limited and not wanting to give me everything. So it's holding itself back a little bit to save energy, which is also interesting in all this. And I'm just seeing nuclear power plants coming back. I live close to one. So yeah, so we have, so it gave me this chart now and it put all the bullet points in these key sections. And yeah, it added an icon for each of these. So even made it a little bit pretty looking so that I could take this persona now and use it. Obviously it's a generalized one. I need to go through this in detail and just make sure that every bullet is correct and makes sense. And typically when I create a persona, I'm going to go out and do research. I'm going to talk to real people. And I'm going to take those real people and the context I get from them and then turn those into personas. And if I talk to multiple people, then I can start to generalize my information and then turn that into a persona. And AI can totally do the same. So as long as I go out and get that research, even transcripts and stuff like that, I could put that back in the AI here, and then it could build those personas for me probably pretty quickly. So easily replaceable here when it comes to that. Out there talking with people, not so much, but if I give its context and I have this data, I can just go talk to someone and then put it back to the AI, and it would definitely be able to build me personas. So easily replaceable in that context. Oh, there it is. It was my browser. Just kidding. The cursor indicator is back. We're all good. Sorry, Claude AI. I don't mean to blame you in any way. So, create a competitive analysis of ambient assist tools. Yeah, I mean, literally that. Oh, I could give it more context there and prompt a little bit further, but okay. So competitive analysis. I'm just curious of our competitors. I have a pretty good grasp and understanding of our competitors and stuff right now, but a review, the tools, AI-driven stuff, yada, yada, yada. Yes, yes. Dragon, of course, is one of the big ones, and they have their ambient tool coming into play. 3M and their M modal. I haven't heard of them before, so okay, I'm learning something new. You learn something new every day. All right. Amazon Health Lake, machine learning. I mean, some of these aren't quite ambient assist tools. I wouldn't say I wouldn't be direct competitors, but it gave me some things. Okay, so I mean, at least gave me some competitors. I would probably have to be a little more detailed in my prompt and a little more specific about who I'm curious and looking at. It's all good, but it at least built me out. I figured it would. It would give me strength and weaknesses, build out a comparison chart and stuff, which is cool, and like a little table and stuff. It's nice, but yeah, really good start for competitive analysis. And then obviously, if you're looking for competitive intelligence, you would need to do more detail, more digging, and even go buy their software and go check it out and stuff like that. Can it spit out a design strategy for me and thinking bigger picture? So I would have to give it a lot of context here. I currently work for a EHR company with many legacy applications that need modernized. Still putting a plan together here for me, so good. There's a lot of goodies in here. So we'll see if this is useful. So, okay, let's just summarize. Let's look over this quickly high level and see what this does, like what this tells us. So modernizing legacy things, overarching vision, cohesive, consistent, modernized UI. Yep. User experiences across the board. Yep. Varied user experiences, totally. Stakeholder alignment. Yep. And then technical debt. Yeah, technical debt, and I even have something called design debt. Conduct a design audit. Look at that. Yes. So we need to kind of do an inventory of everything, assess consistency and how far off it is. It's pretty far off from what I've seen so far, and then measure our success and stuff like that. So yeah, that was a really good plan. That's right on point. So yeah, we need to be better at doing those things. Yeah, so am I replaceable? It's pretty close to that. It seems like anyone could come in now and give it a simple prompt like I did and then get some answers very quickly. Okay, so now this next one, we're kind of getting to the meat of things here. This is what I'm interested in. And for this one, I'm going to, again, use Claude AI, but then I'm going to use bolt.new. I've heard good things about it. And then v0 dev.dev. So I am working on an EHR web app, easy to manage and add new progress to each goal. Ultimately, let's go with that and see what it does, and then I can refine it from there. So let's put it into each of these and see what it does. So, okie dokie, let's see what Claude AI does here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm a little confused. Okay. So I have a new goal I can add. I put that in there, and then I can put the goals progress and the interventions progress. It's kind of getting there. Not quite exactly what I had hoped. Oh my goodness. So I can add a new goal. Eating better. Add objective. Learning a new health recipe. And then my date and my progress. We already know the dates, so I don't really need to apply that. Okay, this one's a little bit better. I've had good success with V0 in the past. I don't know if I'm a fan of all the accordion view here, but it's pretty simple. Let's say the goals, objectives, and interventions will already exist in this context that I then document progress with on. Let's say that. Okay, so maybe that was some context that it needed there. Let's see what it does there. Let's go back here and let's say the same thing. I see both of them. I confused both of them. So my prompt was probably more so me. My prompt was not clear enough. Okay, Bolt. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Improve your overall health, the goal. And I see that, and then I put my progress in. Oh, Bolt AI was pretty well on point with what I've already asked. And even adding in the star system and the date, but I add my progress, and then I could add another progress entry. Nice. Say this will be a list of many goals, and then objectives and interventions. What would that look like? Okay, now, so that's a good one. That's a good start with Bolt so far of context. I like having one example, and now I'm asking it to kind of build that out further with multiple things. So far, I'm not a big fan of the layout of V0. I've seen it do better in the past. Okay, I like that. And then you're going to select it. Oh, no. Error. Something broke in Claude AI, but it was getting there. I like that you would select from a list and then add that in. So that's a cool context and cool idea. Oh my goodness, this is fun. This is exciting. Getting ideas from AI with this stuff and seeing what they do. And the crazy thing is they're building it out in code. Pretty cool. Okay, yeah, this is nice then. So yeah, I have my multiple goals. I can expand this out then. Add progress, add intervention, add another goal. In this context, like all those will already be there. I'm just adding progress to things that already exist. But I'm seeing the list now. It's kind of a stacked view, building things out over time in a stackable list, and I could add things. The only annoying thing here would be like having to expand it all out whenever you're doing this. Like it's already guilty of death by 1,000 clicks in the EHR app. So we're trying to make it a little more approachable and easier to see. So maybe we would get rid of the expandable areas and just show the chunk of information. So get rid of the accordions might be nice. It's just hard when you have so many things stacked inside each other. It's hard to make sense of it. So that's a bigger challenge here. But okay, so we have one example, practice mindfulness, and then yeah, can add that, add my progress. So we're going to test that, add my progress, and then I could change it to something else and do another one, add my progress. So that was a cool approach too, what Claude AI did, where I'm seeing things in the list, I'm just selecting those things in the list. The only challenge is I can't then see my list. I can only see one thing at a time. So I have to say I haven't seen anything perfect yet. I mean, obviously it has to do more probably with my prompt, but that was pretty powerful and pretty quick so far. V0 has built theirs. Again, it's still an accordion. Again, I see this thing and yeah, it didn't really change on what I did. This is now add an intervention objective to it. So my context, I don't need to do that here, but yeah, it didn't really take my prompt too well. And I did notice that in V a little bit of struggles with prompting and understanding prompting a little bit, where the other two seem to be a little bit better about it. Pretty powerful so far. So am I replaceable? Almost someday it might come to that. So this is interesting. Cool stuff. So thanks for listening. Watch some of my other videos. I hope to do more like this. I just want to go measure experiences and go out there and see things and share my thoughts with you from a design perspective and experience perspective. And I'll just talk about some of these really fun, unique topics. And I have some really cool ideas in the future too to look at. So just subscribe to my channel, follow it, and look for one of my next videos to watch. So thanks for watching.